KUAM TV 8, your broadcast home for the games of the 31st Olympiad. Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Described as a Band-Aid fix, Bill 340 is signed into law.
And it doesn't look like a vote for Guam's political status will be on the ballot.
Also tonight, we've got important news for veterans. Hafa adai, everybody, and good evening if you're watching us live on KUAM TV or streaming us on YouTube anywhere in the world. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Well, quote, it is kicking the can further down the road, end quote. Those words used to describe legislation signed by Acting Governor Ray Tenorio this morning to bail out the Guam Memorial Hospital.
It took less than 1 week for Substitute Bill 340 to have a hearing, senators to vote on it in the middle of the night, and the acting governor to sign it.
We're only paying for a Band-Aid where you need sutures.
That Band-Aid allows for a $45 million loan and bond refinancing to pay the Guam Memorial Hospital's vendors. Acting Governor Ray Tenorio says he was disappointed the legislature didn't include the administration's proposal for $140 million in GMH improvements needed to fix the hospital's underlying problems.
Like Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's exactly what we've done here. It doesn't make sense to authorize millions of dollars to go to pay for vendor payments without attacking the underlying cause, which means that they haven't got the revenue stream through improvements in capital and to be able to get more services because the legislature continues to stand in the way of improving the hospital or financing those shortcomings on an annual basis.
Bill 340 was passed with 11 yes votes and 2 no votes coming from Senators Michael St. Nicholas and Narissa Underwood. As for the Calvo administration's Bill 338, which they defend provides the revenue streams needed to fix GMH's underlying problems, it was introduced 1 month ago, but a public hearing hasn't been scheduled. Senator St. Nicholas told KUAM today he doesn't plan to hold one. The Democrat senator has been holding firm to his position that Bill 340 and Bill 338 are inadequate to address GMH, particularly how they affect taxpayers. His reasons are that both measures could substantially increase GovGuam's bond debt and raise taxes and other fees for Guam residents.
In other news tonight, a Superior Court grand jury has indicted Jay Kanata on 2 counts of invasion of privacy as a third-degree felony. Kanata allegedly owned a flash drive with photos and videos of unsuspecting girls in the shower and in a classroom. The 42-year-old was terminated from his job as a tutor from the University of Guam TRIO program shortly after his arrest for concerns over student safety. Kanata answers to the charges on the 27th. Well, it does appear that a vote for Guam's political status will not be placed on the November general election ballot. Governor Eddie Calvo's senior advisor Troy Torres tells KUAM News that the Commission on Decolonization will not meet this month, as several members are currently off island, including the governor himself, who serves as chairman. The commission decided a few months ago that they would determine in July whether to move forward with the plebiscite vote. Although registration drives and education campaign efforts continue, Torres says the conversation instead has turned to what the 70% threshold means for the plebiscite. A letter was sent to the AG asking for legal clarification on this matter, which Adelup has yet to receive a response on. Torres adds the commission will most likely meet in August, where Adelup officials will recommend for the plebiscite not to be done this year until that 70% matter is figured out.
Donald Trump formally accepted the Republican Party's nomination for president. The New York billionaire told delegates he's ready to defeat Hillary Clinton and lead the nation. He's been covering it all week for KUAM, and Craig Boswell joins us now from the Republican National Convention.
Many delegates here in Cleveland say they are ready to put aside party divisions after this roller coaster convention, take the energy from this room and put it behind their nominee, Donald Trump.
I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
Donald Trump is promising to tell it like it is and put America first if he's elected in November.
We cannot afford to be so politically correct anymore.
Trump says he'll start increasing the nation's security on day one.
My plan will begin with safety at home, which means safe neighborhoods, secure borders, and protection from terrorism. There can be no prosperity without law and order.
The billionaire businessman is trying to reassure Republicans who are on the fence. He also reached out to Bernie Sanders supporters and slammed Hillary Clinton.
Her bad instincts and her bad judgment, something pointed out by Bernie Sanders, are what caused so many of the disasters unfolding today.
Trump's daughter, Ivanka, introduced her father and addressed his perception problems head on.
He recognizes real knowledge and skill when he finds it. He is colorblind and gender neutral.
With the party over, Trump and Pence will now crisscross the country as they take on the Democratic ticket. Expect to see more of the Trump children on the campaign trail. The one thing delegates agree on is that the Trump children put on a good show. In Cleveland, Craig Boswell. Now back to you.
Hillary Clinton is expected to announce her running mate as soon as tomorrow. Once again, another $1 million in tax refunds was sent out in the mail today. Revenue Tax Director John Camacho confirms the $1 million covers 241 checks accounting for a portion of returns filed up to February 10th and some for prior years. Back in May, the Department of Administration announced they would be paying out tax refunds every week until September. However, for the past 8 weeks, they've only been able to pay out refunds for 2 filing dates for the current year, February 9th and 10th. They attribute the delay to prior year returns that only recently cleared and must be paid out first.
Well, for weeks, a group of Catholics have picketed in front of the Hagåtña Cathedral on Sunday mornings, but today they changed venues. Dozens of the island's faithful held signs in front of the ITC intersection in Tumuning with a message directed to Guam's interim Archbishop Savio Hontai-Fai. Signs reading, "Han no more, dollars for RMS," in reference to the Redemptorist Mater Seminary. According to Lady Forward Movement's Lou Klitsky, the church continues to ask for more money for the annual appeal. The church set a goal of $250,000, but raised less than half of that. As a result, the annual appeal was extended until the end of the year. Well, dozens of the island's women's religious groups had their chance to speak with Apostolic Administrator Archbishop Savio Hontai-Fai in an open dialogue following Mass this morning. Father Jeff St. Nicholas is the new delegate of the administrator and says the women represented the Sisters of Mercy, the Notre Dame Sisters, the Dominican Sisters, and the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration.
They were very open and honest, first of all. They asked some, serious questions about the issues, but those issues are not secret to anyone here on the island. So it wasn't, the questions that were asked were not somehow a shock to the Archbishop, and he responded as much as he could in terms of the progress that is being made.
Just to get you up to speed on the controversy, Archbishop Hahn was appointed by the Vatican in the midst of allegations of molestation made against Archbishop Anthony Apparon. Earlier this month, Apparon's accusers filed a libel and slander lawsuit against him and the Archdiocese of Hagåtña. But according to the judiciary, there is no confirmation that the Archdiocese or Archbishop have been served legal documents. The court could only confirm the case has been assigned to Judge Michael Bordallo.
Officials from the Veterans Affairs Office in Hawaii are on Guam this week to offer a new alternative to our island's veterans. Ken Quintanilla has more.
It's considered a new alternative.
The reason we're here is we have a program in Hawaii called the Medical Foster Home Program, which is a program that offers an alternative to nursing home placement.
And for the past week, Veterans Affairs Medical Foster Home Coordinator Rosemarie Na'a has been on Guam to possibly offer this option to our island's veterans.
So for our veterans that need 24/7 personal care and supervision, if they prefer to have their care provided in a home-like family environment instead of the institutional setting of a nursing home, this is what we're trying to offer on Guam. And Guam really doesn't have foster homes, care homes, so this is kind of brand new for Guam, but we are looking to try to get the program going here as well.
Na'a hopes to get input from veterans along with prospective caregivers who might be willing to open up their homes for service, Al Zadlow is the VA Fire and Safety Officer.
My purpose is to go ahead and to look over the homes to make sure that they meet the life safety codes, the fire codes, and also to meet maybe some of the requirements for ADA. We have to make sure that the homes are set up and established in a way that will be safe and comfortable for the veterans.
Na'a admits there is a cost to the program, as the private pay rate could run from $3,000 to $4,000 a month. She says the program can maximize VA benefits to help offset the cost. She says this is just one of many benefits veterans could apply for.
First of all, I'm from Guam, so that definitely hits home for me. And I think the fact that I started this program back in 2008 in Honolulu and just feel very passionate about it. We've had 33 veterans serviced in the program, and we've had 20 homes statewide in Hawaii. So just seeing the success there, and also knowing that we had veterans who could have gone to a nursing home for free. VA would have paid for them to go to a nursing home, but they opted to go to my program because of the home-like family environment that's offered. So that, just knowing that we can offer options and personal care and supervision doesn't have to be in an institutional setting.
For more information, call the VA Home-Based Primary Care Office on Guam at 475-0061 or visit their website. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
All right, everybody, we got to pay some bills, so we'll be back in just a moment. When we come back, tourism headlines and news about Pokemon Go, the island's obsession. We'll profile it when we come back.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need
It's a beautiful day.
wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
At IT&D, we take a different approach when it comes to data. Introducing IT&D's new rate plans. We've increased the amount of 4G LTE data for our plans to give you more of what you want so you can do more of the things that you want. More snapping, more sharing, more connecting. Bring your own phone and get even more 4G LTE data and up to 3 months of free service. New plans, more data, more value. IT&D, life in motion.
Real people, steel people. From heroes to homeowners, they choose steel for power, service, and value. Right now, hardworking steel blowers start at just $159.95. And introducing the BR450 CEF Backpack Blower, the world's only backpack blower with electronic start. Start and stop with a flip of a switch. Find your steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL.
Go back happy. For a limited time, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate on selected new vehicles from Triple J Auto Group. Get the car, the savings, and the supplies just in time for school. Top of the class deals like the Kia Forte at only $92 per paycheck, or the Mazda 3 sedan at only $98 per paycheck, or an all-new Ford F-150 for only $196 per paycheck. Get pre-approved instantly at triplejguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Ask us about the Triple J Advantage included with every new vehicle purchase. Some conditions apply. Stop by today and go back happy with Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Primetime continues right here on KUAM News, and tourism is a proven way to make $3,000 per minute per day. And in our next story, Isabaza explains just how much Guam is cashing in.
It's Guam's largest private industry, tourism, and it's bringing in roughly $254 million in tax revenue every year. Director of Impact Studies at Tourism Economics, Chris Pike, explains how tourism is impacting Guam's economy.
So what we're talking about $1.6 billion in spending from visitors here on island. And it's actually shown some strong growth over the past couple of years, growth of really about 6.8% in both 2014 and 2015.
Increased spending is also boosting employment. In 2015 alone, over 20,000 jobs were sustained by visitors, representing 33% of Guam's total employment.
Tourism employment is actually driving overall employment growth on island. In 4 out of the last 5 years, the number of tourism employees has grown faster than the overall Guam economy.
So what does that mean for local residents? It means tourism is sustaining 100% of lodging jobs, 49% of retail jobs, and 42% of food and beverage jobs, the top 3 industries where visitors spend their money. Although harder to quantify, tourism also boosts other industries ranging from insurance to real estate.
Let's just say tomorrow that AP1 airport closed and you didn't allow visitors to come back to the island. Well, that would increase the unemployment rate from just below 7% to over 30% on Guam.
Without tourism, Guam households would also have to pay nearly $5,000 each just to maintain the current level of government services we enjoy today. Pike said if Guam keeps its current share of U.S. visitation for Korea, Japan, and other origins, it will reach the 1.85 million visitor mark by 2020, just 150,000 short of the island's 2 million goal. And with key markets expected to bounce back from exchange rate issues later in the decade, Guam is well positioned to rack in the tourism numbers. He said by monitoring these impacts, policymakers can make better decisions regarding funding and prioritization of tourism development. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isabaza.
And there is good news for Guam. The island experienced the highest number of tourism arrivals for the month of June in tourism history. The month saw over 118,000 arrivals, a 17% increase from 2015. Guam's second largest market, Korea, increased by 48%, while arrivals from the People's Republic of China grew by 73%. Fiscal year-to-date arrivals also rose by 10%. GVB hopes to continue building on the success of event tourism with events like the Guam Summer Beach Fest plan to extend throughout the summer.
Well, it's been quite the busy year for the Guam Visitors Bureau, and it does not look like things will be slowing down anytime soon. As visitor arrivals increase and more events are planned, GVB is requesting almost $29 million for fiscal year 2017. GM Nathan Knight says GVB's budget request, at least for the past years, has generated over 10 times the return of investment in tax revenue.
Really the work we do here, most of our spending goes into actual programs and advertising and capital improvement projects, and not into a lot of salaries and admin. So I think the money that the more money you give GVB, the more active we can be and the more returns we can generate in economic activity for Guam.
The slight increase will help pay for Visit Guam 2017, which is the Year of Love campaign, along with capital improvement projects and visitor safety improvement.
The budget hearing for the Department of External Affairs, meanwhile, was rescheduled for another date as its newly appointed president only came on board 3 days ago. Johnny Sablan was announced as the new president of DCA, along with an increase in budget. Sablan did ask for additional funding for the new Guam Museum. He's asking for $850,000 to carry out the museum's operational needs through fiscal year 2017. This includes the curation of the museum collections, accreditation, educational programming, and exhibitions. The request comes as the museum has experienced continued delays, which Sablan says has resulted in the loss of anticipated revenues. A full grand opening of the museum is expected sometime before the end of the year.
All right, as promised before commercial break, Pokemon Go, the phenomenon that has swept the nation and our island, has now expanded to an international audience, meaning our friends within the region are insatiably hunting for Pikachu, Squirtle, Charizard, all the other highly sought critters that have people so obsessed with the phone-based game.
So while the augmented reality app has people glued to their mobile screens searching for the perfect gym and lures, Crystal Paco caught up with some Pokemon trainers in the real world at the Plaza de España.
A couple that plays together stays together.
We just got married.
Taylor and Rachel Afeisen exchanged vows on Wednesday. Taylor is originally from Inarohan, but stationed in Hawaii as part of the Coast Guard. Along with getting hitched, they're on Guam to play Pokemon Go.
Saw the lures on the Pokestops here, and we decided to stop.
In their first 15 minutes at the Plaza de España, their thumbs were busy throwing Pokeballs.
I've caught like 3 or 4 right before I met you.
The park is a Pokemon paradise, at least for trainer John St. Nicholas.
Definitely not my house. There's nothing over there. I live in Zornia and there's no Pokemon. So that's why I have to come all the way over here.
For St. Nicholas, downloading the free app on his phone was a health decision. The Pokemon trainer came equipped with a towel to wipe his sweat and a bottle of water to stay hydrated. Prior to meeting us, he'd already done 7 laps around the Paseo de Susana Park. His Pokemon Go training routine has resulted in a 5-pound weight loss.
Well, for me, I'm doing it for the exercise aspect of it. And then one of the features of the game is that you hatch eggs. And the way that you hatch eggs, you put them in an incubator and then you have to do a certain amount of kilometers.
While it wasn't too busy Friday morning, St. Nicholas says there's plenty of Pokemon Go traffic in the early evening hours, in the hundreds.
Seems like again is being revitalized again by Pokemon Go. I think it's great. I mean, if you look at this Plaza de España, way back in the day, this used to be a spot for people to meet. I mean, this was a baseball field here. Bands would come play music. People would just hang out, and they don't do that anymore. And now that Pokemon Go came out, you're going to see a lot of people here, especially tonight.
Warning, the game can be addicting and dangerous if you're not careful. If you forget to play it safe, trainer Harley Idy says the app reminds you every time you open it.
There are dangers. In fact, when you open the app, it says, be aware of your surroundings, because your head is in your phone half the time.
Trainer James Sandoval learned that lesson the hard way.
I tried to catch a lickitung, but I could enter the house because it said beware of dogs and no trespassing. So I was like, okay, forget it. It's not worth it. When you're down the game, it's usually to have self-awareness. And so just don't run into trees. I did that last night. I was over here walking. I actually ran over that light, Christmas light. So it was something that's, to like be careful about. And actually, Pokemon Go is a very addictive game. So yeah, don't drive while try to catch a Pokestop. Have a partner in the passenger seat to at least hold your phone to catch the Pokemon for you.
If you're on the fence about downloading the game,
give it a try. Don't choose a team right away, and then catch all the Pokemon you can.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
All right. Well, okay. Full disclosure, I was actually playing Pokemon Go during that story. Didn't mean to ignore Crystal and everything, but I caught Voltorb during the story.
Good job, Jason.
Here's your phone back, Heather.
Thank you. Yeah. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
People love my portobello mushroom buttery jack, made with portobello mushrooms, grilled onions, and garlic herb butter. Ever wonder how I came up with it? Well, actually, I came up with it at the water cooler, but I thought you'd like this cowboy story better. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Part of the Buttery Jack family. Taste it before it's gone.
The summer clearance event is on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's the time to save thousands on your next vehicle, like a new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995, or a new Hyundai Sonata starting at $21,888. Save up to $5,000 off a new Hyundai Santa Fe. How about a new Jeep Cherokee starting at $27,995, or a new Chrysler 200 only $164 per paycheck. See our entire selection online at CarsPlusGuam.com. It's our summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Road again, moving on forward. 6 stones won't break a bone. We're in the car on a highway. It's a magical feeling that no one's got on. This is your home. It's alive. It's pumping blood. In a whole wide world, it's Switzerland. It's Switzerland.
When you reserve a party at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's guaranteed to be a blast. 3, 2, 1. Blast off! And now birthdays are more of a blast than ever. Because for a limited time, tickets in the Ticket Blaster are worth double.
While hundreds of homeless seek shelter every day, when memories fade like old photographs, and families struggle to care for loved ones with special needs, as young children are caught in the storm of abuse and neglect, we are there. For over 30 years, we have helped Guam's victims of life when there was nowhere else to turn. You can help too by giving $1 a month. God bless you.
This is how Precision listens. Bose microphones that hear engine noise, then counter it with the sound-canceling frequency, which helps make the cabin so quiet, you don't miss a thing.
Night, Dad.
Good night, kiddo. See you in the morning.
It's called Active Noise Cancellation, and it's available in the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
Off day, Guam. Thanks for joining me on this Fiesta Friday. Woohoo! It's kind of like a Monday, though, because Liberation Day was yesterday. Well, let's get right to it and kick it off. Sports with our Dow Rent-to-Own Athlete of the Week. All right, we're here at Dow Rent-to-Own and Manila for Athlete of the Week presentation. And this week, our Athlete of the Week is a mega monster personal trainer, Mr. Ray Chargaloff. Congratulations, Ray.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate you guys obviously giving me this opportunity to talk about the organization that I want to donate the $100 to, and more importantly, anything to help out the community in the island. That's kind of what I want to do to give back.
All right, and let's take it over to my man, Mr. Paul here from Dow Rent-to-Own, who has a special message for Athlete of the Week.
Thank you, Chris. Congratulations, Mr. Ray, on your selection of the Dow Rent-to-Own Athlete of the Week. Who would you like to donate this check to, my friend?
So I actually want to go ahead and I've been hearing a lot of things in this up-and-coming organization called the Guam National Youth Football Federation, and a lot of momentum, a lot of good upstart, and obviously with that momentum and upstart, I want to go ahead and kind of contribute back, and even in any way I possibly can, and doing some things like this would give me that opportunity to do so in that way.
All right, there you go. Hey, great choice. And let's talk about the impact that you made. I mean, huge decision. You're one of these, Chamorros who went off to do his thing in the States. And you pretty much, made it as a big time stateside personal trainer. And then, making that decision to come back to Guam and to give back to your island. I mean, that's very admirable, man.
Yeah, no, and you mentioned a lot of good points. And, definitely a lot of people look at me coming back home and say, it potentially could be a step back, just because they look at where Guam's at in terms of the industry and what I was accomplishing. And to be honest with you, I looked at it as an opportunity. When I come back home and I see that there's a need and the people really want to try to improve and look at things like as simple as infrastructure, programs, services. I looked at it as an opportunity for me to use those resources that I had and use that skills and experience and do my responsibility to give back to the people that helped me become where I'm at. So.
And let's talk about that, because there's no doubt that since the minute you set foot back on Guam, you've been making an impact in people's lives, whether it be through the amazing transformation programs that you do, or just working one-on-one with people. And what do you think you're seeing is like the biggest thing that the people of Guam need to work on in terms of like getting in shape and being healthy and being fit?
I think the biggest thing is that I see that there's motivation. I think that there's drive. I just think that there wasn't any direction, and when I look at what I bring to the table, and I see that there's a lot of opportunity, like I mentioned, and when I see that they have the drive, they have the determination, they have the willpower. Like I said, it just didn't have the direction in terms of how to start, where to begin, where to turn to, how to keep people accountable, and that's what I want to bring to the table. And know, I don't want to take all the credit because it's easy to say, oh, I'm the person that jump started, but really I just gave people information, and all they did was follow that information, and they're the real true success. You know, I happen to be the constant variable and all that, but they're the ones that deserve the credit as much as I do.
Once again, congratulations, Ray, and you be sure to come by Del Rentone, you know, whether here in Manila or up in Dedito, and check out the many specials they have going on. And once again, for Athlete of the Week, my name is Chris Barnett.
KUAM Sports Athlete of the Week is brought to you by...
All girls ages 7 to 15 years old invited to attend Guam's FIFA Live Your Goals Festival at the GFA Training Center in Harmon Saturday at 4 p.m. Now, the all-girls soccer event features an hour of skills and activity stations organized by national coach Sam Sangil and another hour of small-sided matches. Visiting FIFA instructor Belinda Wilson from Australia, hey, mate, along with coaches participating in the FIFA Women's Coaching course, will be helping out with Sangil. Now, there's no cost to participate in Saturday's FIFA Live Your Goals Festival. Check-in time, 4 p.m. With the event officially beginning at 5, all participants receiving a complimentary Adidas t-shirt while supplies last, as well as a medal. Girls must have cleats, shin guards, and stay hydrated with beverages. For more info about the Live Your Goals Festival and the All-Girls League, call the GFA main office at 637-4321. Hey, some good advice right there. Live your goals. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor. You keep on shining and have a great weekend, Guam. My name's Chris Barnett. Adios.
To island boy, we gotta be so shy. Say the island girl know how to have a good time. Said a cruise with me, baby, I'll be a pretty lady. Said a cruise with me, baby, I'll be a pretty lady. By that good life, let me show you a good time. Let me show you one.
The Nissan Summer Fun event is on. Nissan's got your back with the No Worries Car Care Plan. Your new Nissan comes with a free 3-year protection plan and free paint sealant. Enjoy discounts up to $10,000 during the Summer Fun event when you choose from the award-winning lineup of Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs. Take advantage of super low, easy financing and save even more at Nissan Upper Tumon. Nissan Summer Fun event. Find out more at nissanguam.com.
Watch the waves crash over bare feet as you stand back and feel the sun's heat radiating upon your face today. Summer's alive, that's why we feel this way. That's why we feel this way. Summertime in the summer heat, grab a love and move your feet. We gon' make it hot for you, hot, hot, hot for you. Summer breeze in the summer nights, so I never felt so alive. We gon' make it hot for you, hot, hot, hot for you. Summertime in the island heat, grab a love and move your feet. We gon' make it hot for you, hot, hot.
Join us at the Guam Summer Beach Fest for live entertainment, food, and fun. For event details, check out visitguam.com. This is a GBB signature event.
Catch the finger food craze that's taking over the world. Start with McDonald's delicious shareable chicken McNuggets, 20 for $5.99. And don't forget your favorite sauce. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Guam Summer Beach Fest continues to be one of the favorite events for Guamanians of all walks of life. Now in week 2 of a 7-week schedule, the promotion brings together food, fashion, fun, and the Tumon Night Market, all in the very selfie-friendly, pocketbook light, and friendly confines of the Joseph Flores Memorial Park at Ipao Beach. Now starting tonight, it started at 5, and all through this weekend going until 9 p.m., the beach will be rocking with fun things to do and see. You can go to the KUAM News mobile app for iOS and Android, or go to KUAM.com for the full schedule of events.
And it really is a lot of fun. I went last weekend, the opening night, so it was great. And I saw Alice perform. She's half Chamorro and half Japanese. She left Guam when she was 3 years old and moved to Tokyo.
Yeah, you put the video up. She's very, very talented. Check it out.
And now for our birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday going out to Brandon Gabriel, celebrating his 4th birthday, coming from Mama, Mane, Papu, and Cuckoo. We love you very much. I hope I said that right.
Happy 9th birthday to Josiah Flores. Your family says we hope you have a wonderful day.
Happy birthday to Maylene Pareto from your daughters Kaylea and Cameron and the whole family.
It is the 3rd birthday to Eve Gabrielle Mesa Gumabon. Happy birthday from Mommy and the whole family.
Happy 7th birthday going out to Tomas Jesus Duenas, celebrating his 5th birthday to Mateo. I believe that's another one. And they're brothers. Okay, happy 5th birthday to Mateo Manuel Duenas. Love the family.
That's a very, very happy birthday. And it's happy birthday in the KUAM studios to our very own Chief Engineer, Robert Clark. What are you going to do?
And happy birthday going out to Kyle, Jaden Kineni.
And happy birthday to George from Tania and Noping. Now remember, he is our Chief Engineer, so if I don't have internet access on Monday, you guys all know what's up. All right. Happy birthday, Rob.
And now time to announce the winner of a delicious Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake. Congratulations going out to Danny C. Flores, and his birthday was yesterday on Liberation Day.
We will be contacting you to let you know how you can pick up your wonderful birthday cake. Once again, to follow up on Crystal's story, you know there are a lot of Pokemons right here at the KUAM studios in Harmon. Come on down. If you're up in Anderson, come on up. If you're down in Pneumatic, whatever like that, play around the KUAM studios. It's a lot of fun. You can catch a lot of the electric Pokemon. This I know.
And that's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Stay tuned. Extras next. Have a safe weekend.
Bye-bye.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Hafade Guam and welcome to Fiesta Friday. We have a wonderful show planned for you tonight. We are going to talk about real estate. We are going to talk about basketball, and we are going to pay tribute to a very good friend of ours that left us earlier this week, so stay tuned for that. But first, we are talking some music as GVB launched, of course, the Guam Summer Beach Fest, and part of that wonderful event launching was the launching of a new single by our friends, The Dolls. It's their song, Hot For You. Let's take a listen.
We gon' make it hot for you, hot, hot, hot. Some things in the summer night, sweat, so I let out so loud. We gon' make it hot for you, hot, hot, hot. I got this notion that this ocean could swallow us whole. So whatever we done before will stay a secret in my soul. Some of that so alive, steady rockin' smooth we roll. That's how we feel this way. That's how we feel this way.
All right, everybody, that is the anthem of the summer. You're going to hear that a lot on I-94 FM, so make sure to check that out, whether you stream it on our app or whether you tune into us by traditional means. And we have Rachel Esteves and Sabrina Borja right now in studio. They are the lead guitarist and the lead vocalist and the saxophonist. Yeah. Saxophonist.
That's correct. Yeah.
Very cool. So, now, ladies, what I like about your style is you guys blend basically a whole different bunch of genres all into one cohesive concept. So, Rachel, tell us about how you guys take the rock and horned instruments, and I mean, you guys do what like No Doubt did before, and like what Chicago did, and what Earth, Wind and Fire did, and everything like that. But you totally got your own sound.
We like hip hop, we like rock, we like reggae, we like jazz, we like all of that stuff. So it's a matter of how we're going to put it together. And the longer we've been playing, the easier it is to like put together all of the things that we like, all our different tastes. Yeah, and it really just. It's because we get together so well as a band that we could just make it mesh.
Yep.
So Sabrina, as a saxophonist, who are some of your influences? And what do you bring into the band? When you're playing with an electric bass and an electric guitar, and the drums.
It was difficult at first to figure out where me and the trumpet player Megan fit in, but we've just fall back on our techniques, classical techniques, and we incorporate it into all this hard rock that's going on. We're like, okay, that'll work. That will work. Yeah.
Do all of you kind of have like is a connective tissue between all of you ladies and the Dolls, like a love of ska?
Oh yeah, we all love everything.
Rock.
A love of rock.
Yeah.
And a love of music. You can dance too. Yeah.
Well, how long did it take that anthem, like Hot For You, which blends nice to this time of year, and especially this past weekend because it was brutally hot.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, how was it to actually play that song in front of people and have them kind of like pick up on the theme?
We were super happy about it because it was just a fun. It's probably, you know, before when we used to write, a lot of the songs were kind of like dark. So like this year we've been writing a lot of fun songs. So it was probably one of the most fun songs we've ever done.
Trying to get more people to dance.
Yeah.
To our music.
So yeah,
That's
dance.
the goal.
That's our new thing. We really like making dance music now.
Yeah, I really got a sense from like your first album, which is still available like on iTunes. It came
Spotify,
out.
yes.
Yeah.
Voodoo.
Yeah. How's it selling, by the way?
It's doing pretty well actually. So it's a matter of taking like what we learned from the first album and kind of applying it to our new album. Segue.
Very cool. Well, and it's nice how you said, you know, like a lot of the lyrics and a lot of the content were a little bit autobiographical, maybe from each of you ladies in your input, but you know, it did kind of deal with like some of the darker, more painful emotions and everything like that. And now you guys are singing like about, you know, optimism and happiness.
Exactly.
And what does this reflect about your personalities and maybe your growth?
Well, releasing the first album was just such a motivator to just grow together as a band because we really, like after we did that, like, wow, we did this together. Like we created this, we created this, let's just create more. And it's kind of like that, like the inspiration just hit us. We haven't stopped since January.
And we've definitely grown together as a band. We've gotten more cohesive. Yeah. So making new music has been really fun. And I guess that's what you hear off of our new stuff is fun.
Oh yeah, it's just because we do have a lot of fun. Even if we're tackling some deep thoughts, it's still fun for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, because your lyrical content, I mean, you know, the music is very hooky and very catchy, but if you really pay attention to the lyrics, and we hope that people do, go out and pick up Voodoo on iTunes. It's amazing. You guys are talking about some heavy stuff.
This girl.
Well, you know, we're living, you know, as females especially, like we go through all these things, and there aren't a lot of female musicians. You know, they're 10. They're like it's like one in 10. Basically,
or they're not ready to.
Yeah, they're not ready to release their
share what's in their heart yet. Yeah.
So hopefully it motivates these other females to kind of do what we did.
All right, very cool. Well, we got to run, but tell people real quick, 5 seconds, where can people find your new music?
You can find our new music August 26th actually, but we'll be closing off the Summer Beach Fest on August 28th. So that's when you'll be able to find all the copies of. You'll be able to get your copy of Paper at Summer Beach Fest.
Fantastic, and I know I'm gonna have. I mean, you know, can you guys autograph one of my MP3s? I'll like.
Oh yeah,
you know,
sure.
I'll print out the piece of paper. I'll print out my receipt from iTunes and everything. Exactly. You guys can autograph that. All right. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. Please stay tuned, everybody. We're back with more show after this.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just, you know, feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
House to Home, brought to you by Remax Diamond.
There are many ways to buy a home if you're here on the island, and we have told you about most of them, but there's one way that we haven't really covered yet. So we have Liz and Gina from Remax Diamond Realty Guam here to talk about if I was to buy a home, ladies, that is either just built or is still being constructed. We haven't even talked about this, but I'm sure this has a few coinky dinks, shall we say, and everything like that. So Liz, what makes it such a exceptional situation?
Well, going into that, there's a lot of parts that are involved in buying a house that hasn't been fully constructed. So, you know, one of the things is, I think before you do that, you want to find out who the builder is. You want to find out what other homes they've constructed and do an inspection just to get an idea of the quality of the work that they do before you submit your offer. The other thing is looking at the building plans to find out, does the design and all the features that go with the home fit your lifestyle? Because otherwise, the house may be completed, you've submitted your offer, and then you're disappointed with the different items that were installed in the home. So the best thing to do is get a list of every single item that's going to be included, the design, what features, what type of tiles. So there's many parts of that process. So you want to make a list and make sure that you have a complete list of what's going to be included and all the costs associated with that. I think one of the things, Gina just taught a class yesterday for the realtors about the pros and cons of buying a new home. And one of the things she had brought up was the fact that is the power and water lines included with the process? Because sometimes they turn around after the construction and they say, okay, you're going to have to pay another $5,000, for example, because we need to hook up the water and the power. So you want to know all the costs associated with the construction and what are inclusive with that dollar figure. Because once it's done and the paperwork's in place, it could really mess you up at the end, because this is not what I thought I was getting.
It was not negotiated.
Yes.
It was not agreed
It wasn't. It wasn't clear. So everything has to be written, documented, in order to ensure you're clear of what is going there. Because being visual is another thing.
Right. So Gina, what are some of the the ballpark action item list of what we should ask for? Obviously, like Liz was saying, you want to ask about tiling, you want to ask about probably like water and utilities, but like what are the major areas that you want to at least go over with the developer?
And I think therein is where we have some of our issues, because for a buyer that's in the market and that seems to be picking up the number of people that want something brand new. And the good thing about that is there's a number of brand new units hitting the market at the same time. But I think where the gap is, and what we need to do to bridge the understanding between the buyer and the seller, is the seller is building a house that he already has preconceived. He already has either ordered the materials or he's already bought the materials. And a lot of times buyers want to put in that purchase agreement before the house is even done, as Liz has explained. When you're buying a house under those circumstances, in your mind, it's already your home. And so, you do want to, in your head, the tiles start going in and you go there and you're like, oh, these aren't the kind of tiles I would like or I would select. But the gap here is that the contractor, the seller, is not building for you per se. They're really building for themselves.
Right.
And when that property is done, and so they've already perhaps pre-bought the material. So when so they're expecting that. So when you go in and you look at it and it's still concrete, and then you're thinking in your head, oh yeah, I love the floor plan. I think I'm going to love this house, because in your head, it's already your home. Then you go later and you don't like the tiles, you don't like the fixtures in the bathroom. There's the gap that Liz is talking about. If you're lucky, you've looked at the house after it was finished, because then there's not a whole lot of imagination. What you see is what you're going to get unless you negotiate. So that's the variable. How do you bridge it? You kind of want to get there early and put in your purchase agreement, but how do you actually bridge that gap of, hey, this is what I'm selling to you. It's in my head, right? Because you don't see the finishing material. And the buyer is saying, yeah, I'm buying this house. I'm completely in love with it. But they also see a picture in their head. How do you really bridge that? And this is where you really have to sit down with your realtor or whoever is assisting you with that project. And then you got to talk to the contractor and maybe ask, can I see the materials in advance? If they're already here.
Can I do that? Can I actually request either through my realtor like you guys, or can I go straight to the developer and say, I would like an itemized list of everything that's going to be built plus the materials? Because if I don't like that kind of tiling that you're putting in and everything like that, I'd like to at least be made aware of it.
Here, you can, but here's the catch. a lot of these people, as I'm explaining, you're not really doing a construction loan or you're not paying that person to build the house for you. That person is building the house for the purpose of resale. So it goes back to what Liz was explaining earlier. If that seller or contractor is not accommodating, because they're on a time schedule, they're trying to get these houses completed, they may not be the type of seller that wants to pause and say, okay, let me take you to go show you the tiles that I've selected, or let me allow you to pick it out. Yeah. They may not be comfortable with that. And
it just complicates it.
It complicates things. What if you do pick out the tile and then for whatever reason you don't buy the house?
So once again, this sounds like it all comes down to be a very, very informed buyer, educate yourself, and probably even better than that, go through you guys, because you guys have years of experience.
We're kind of like intermediary. We would coordinate and then tell them what's available. But the problem is it gets complicated when a contractor is already building a structure and then the buyer has everything and the buyer wants to customize it or do this, or the developer, sometimes it's a headache because they've already gone through the process, have all the materials ready.
And who wants to do more work for something we're not going to get paid for?
Exactly.
Or a guarantee that
it's
they're
outside
going
the scope of work.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the key. It's outside the scope of work.
All right.
Yes.
I've learned something today too, as always. So then thank you very much. And of course, people can contact you guys at RE/MAX Diamond Realty. What are your numbers once again? Because people certainly have a bunch of questions.
687-8885 is Gina's number, or 687-0911.
0911. That's the one that no one's going to ever be able to
forget it.
How did you secure that number, by the way?
I just thought of it. I figured, hey, and this was years ago.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
Well done. All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, please stay tuned. We are back right after this.
At IT&D, we take a different approach when it comes to data. Introducing IT&D's new rate plans. We've increased the amount of 4G LTE data for our plans to give you more of what you want so you can do more of the things that you want. More snapping, more sharing, more connecting. Bring your own phone and get even more 4G LTE data and up to 3 months of free service. New plans, more data, more value. IT&D. Life in motion.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Fiesta Friday continues right here on KUAM, and we thank you so much for watching. Now, you may have heard us talk a few times about a University of Guam athletic director. We haven't had that in several years, so as a graduate of UOG, it's my distinct honor, duty, and privilege to introduce you to the man himself. This is Doug Palmer. Doug, off day.
Thank you.
All right, very good to have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, in studio, and you've got a big job on your plate, but I'm sure, given your experience, and we can break that down as the interview goes on and everything like that, it's a really fun job.
It's a really fun job. Every day is a challenge. Getting all kind of questions that you never heard before. So it's just, a big smile every day going in because something interesting is going to happen. And sometimes there's some frustrations because people have never done this in a real athletic way, so to speak. But so far it's been very enjoyable. I've been here for 4 months and I really enjoy the place.
And your resume has a lot of pedigree because you have actually worked in athletic departments at NCAA Division I schools and everything. Yeah. So you actually bring like a lot of panache to the job of really trying to restore UOG to the dominant athletic program it once was.
Besides NCAA Division III, I've been at every different level. I've been at 2 Division Is at Florida State and South Carolina. I've been Division II at the University of West Florida, where we're also an NAIA school. Winthrop University now, that's now Division I. They were NAIA back in the days when I was there. So got a lot of experience, a lot of things basically. From the time I graduated high school, I've been in college athletics. I've been lucky enough to tag on a few places, and then I got lucky enough to get some pretty good jobs, and pretty much moved from South Carolina to Florida to Seattle to out here. So hope to bring my experience out here and make it very worthwhile for us.
Well, so certainly the home of the Tritons is very lucky to have you. So before we get to what we're going to talk about tonight, let me ask you in one word, if you can, succinctly state what makes a winning athletic program at the college level.
Patience. I think patience, Not everything's going to come to you fast. I've been lucky in my time, but still had to wait. I won one national championship, but it took 15 years to basically get there from the time I started as a softball coach at Winthrop University until I got to the University of West Florida and won the NAIA national championship in 1993. So patience is a key, and not doing things the wrong way, doing things the right way, which takes time.
Well, I saw one of the things up at UOG is the typical trophy case that was always there. They made a lot of space, assumingly for a lot of trophies that they're going to fill there. So I know you got your work cut out for you, but best of luck to you. And one of those is the Guam Invitational basketball event that's coming up. So tell me all about that.
Well, again, this was something that the Guam Basketball League, actually, the folks who run that, told us about. But then it kind of got lost for a while, actually. And then all of a sudden, they came back and said, well, we got 2 Filipino teams coming. We got another team coming from here and whatever. And we kind of got shocked and awed, basically, and said, okay, so we'll make it happen. So actually, the guy who coached the team in the spring was taken for this summer doing other things. So we had to go out and find another coach. So we basically got about half the team that played in the spring semester and about half of you guys out there going to play in this tournament. We have good expectations of building the team more. Don't have great expectations of winning a lot, but we'll go out there and see what we can do.
And that is high caliber play because one of the point guards for the team that actually won the BBL title this year from the Sushi Rockets actually played in Manila for the college team. He played at Ateneo.
Yeah, and our best player is technically right now on Team Guam. We're not sure if they're going to let him play for us or not. But
we're talking about Darren Hechanova.
Yep. So we
phenomenally talented.
Yep. But we hopefully they'll let him play for us because he's going to get more playing time with us. But we'll see if they maybe after the first game when we play Team Guam, they probably will let him play some more for us. But we've got good expectations to see what we can. One of our goals is to play internationally, go to the Philippines and play, go to South Korea and play, go to Japan and play, do those type things. I think we're 2 or 3 years away from that and some fundraising away from that. But we hope at least every other year that we travel, but we want to host one of these type tournaments every year. We could have been 8 teams if we really wanted to, but we kind of said, let's start a little bit slower and just use 4 teams. But hopefully in the future, we'll get a bigger tournament and more of an international turnout than we have this year. But we think this year is going to be quite good and very good basketball.
Well, since you are someone with a large degree of experience in building teams, as you said, 15 years before you won a national championship, what does it mean for young players to go out and have experience and play teams that are, they may be bigger, faster, stronger, have some sort of a scheme that they're not used to, and guys that are a lot more athletic than them? And what does that mean to them as far as their development and their experience?
That's great experience. I mean, the ball's moving faster than they're used to. Most of the folks that we had playing for us, were Guam high school players, but a lot of them hadn't played in a couple of years. So now they're trying to get back on the fast track. And plus, I just actually hired the coach for this next year, and hopefully he's going to be the coach. He's the same guy, Brett Tipton, who coached us in the spring, and hopefully he's going to be the same coach now for several years in a row. So it'll give him a chance to actually recruit some folks from the island, and hopefully we'll start getting some players potentially from the mainland that want to come and play out here as well. So hopefully we'll get some better athletes, but more experienced athletes when they get here. But this will give our current players a lot of experience that they really couldn't get before, but now they can get it. And that's one of the main reasons we want to start athletics, is to help student athletes or help students become student athletes and build from the experience that they're going to get playing here on Guam and playing in the Guam League and playing some international type events, things that they haven't been able to do in the recent past.
Well, we're certainly, once again, happy to have you here. And we look forward to talking to you more about this as the event starts and as it goes on and everything. But I know you have worn and represented many, many school colors throughout your career, but we're very, very lucky that you now bleed UOG green.
Well, I thank you for that. And yes, I bleed green. And all I will say is go Tritons.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Doug. We'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome.
All right. And you can find out more about this on our YouTube channel. We'll put times and dates and information about how you can watch exciting college basketball. Stay tuned. We are back after this.
Our community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Moss.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
The summer clearance event is on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Now's the time to save thousands on your next vehicle, like a new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995, or a new Hyundai Sonata starting at $21,888. Save up to $5,000 off a new Hyundai Santa Fe. How about a new Jeep Cherokee starting at $27,995, or a new Chrysler 200 only $164 per paycheck? See our entire selection online at CarsPlusGuam.com. It's our summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Finally, tonight, we say goodbye to our dear friend Chris Bejado, who passed away earlier this week at the age of 45. He was a very successful entrepreneur and a very popular restaurateur, being the founder and owner of Proa Restaurant. We send our heartfelt condolences to his beautiful wife, Cora, and to his daughters. Chris, adios.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.